Welcome back, Dribble and Drive.
Let's go.
I
Game.
accidentally just muted myself, my bad. But yeah, we just had game six of the Pacers Knicks. The Pacers are moving on to the finals, something I mean, I just wouldn't have predicted. I wouldn't have expected this.
Yeah, no, I was about to ask you, what do you think, NBA Finals? We're talking about Oklahoma City and Indiana. Like, everybody thought it was going to be like Los Angeles, Boston, New
Hmm.
York, Denver, like
Cleveland.
Minnesota. I mean, any other team, really. Everyone always kind of, like, even though the Thunder just ran through the regular season at like a historically great pace, everybody was like, "Oh, they need one more year, one more year." So everybody kind of
Yeah.
Indiana had that slow start to the season. Everybody kind of was like, "Ah, they're good, but how good are they really?"
Right? That's where I was at too. I mean, OKC, I kind of looked at it. I was like, they're really young. I mean, Shea is 26 and he's like, we were talking about him a year, no, not a year ago, 2, 3 years ago, we were talking about him as maybe being ahead of the Thunder's timeline with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren being so young. We didn't know if they were going to be ready. We didn't know if J-Dub could be that two, Chet that three, but man, have they been. I mean, J-Dub, he had a rough start to the playoffs in some ways. He had some streaky shooting nights through the first two rounds, but man, in that conference finals, he was unbelievable. They had that one game three, the Timberwolves won where everybody was off, but that just happens once a series with pretty much everybody, even the greatest of teams. That happens. But yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't know if the three-point shooting was going to be good throughout the roster, but that's been fine. Like guys like Casey Wallace, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, Alex Caruso, they've been able to knock down these threes at a rate that I wasn't sure they were going to be able to. They weren't a phenomenal three-point shooting team throughout the regular season. So that combined with their youth, and I didn't know if Chet or more specifically J-Dub, I didn't know he was gonna be ready to be a number two in a half court offense late in playoff games, but he's proven so he can be. And Shea's just exceeded expectations. Um, the longer the playoffs have gone on, the better he and the whole entire Thunder squad have played. So hats off to them.
yeah. I mean, and I think it all starts with their defense. You know what I mean? He's like, I was reading a tweet the other day that was like, I think it was Rick Pitino. He tweeted out, he's like, in my 40 years of watching NBA defense, like I've never seen anything like this Thunder team. Like I'm like taking notes on them every day, every time they play, which is like kind of crazy because, like people always said like, oh, in the NBA there's no defense, and every team that's in this is built, I'd say maybe not the Pacers, but every other team has a defensive identity. You know what I mean? Minnesota, Oklahoma City, New York, they got there defensively. So, I mean,
Yeah, New York was a team that, during that Pistons series, players have talked about it, coaches have talked about it. They weren't ready. They were not playing at this level of basketball that they did to beat the Celtics and get to the ECF. It was built upon physicality and that kind of defense. Mitchell Robinson going in there, creating chaos on the offensive glass. And they really found their identity in that aspect against the Pistons, a hard-nosed, young, physical, tough team. And they brought that into the Celtics series. They were able to get by them. Pacers were just too much, and they play a different style of basketball. So the Pacers are kind of an outlier. But yeah, you're completely right. I mean, Oklahoma City's defense is one of the best of all time. I mean, even Jokic, all these phenomenal Anthony Edwards, like Julius Randle, it was they couldn't stop turning the ball over. They couldn't they couldn't get settled. You
yeah,
have Caruso or Jalen Williams or Casey
Lou
Wallace
Dort,
or Shea, Lou Dort, the number one guy, just being
yeah,
extremely physical on you with length, with tenacity. And then, oh, if you get by them somehow, which you're not going to do, Chet Holmgren's on the back line. Um,
yeah,
what are you going to do to that? Isaiah Hartenstein on the glass. Like this Thunder defense is an all-time unit.
yeah. They make good teams like look bad, and it's kind of wild. Like they ran through this postseason, so. I mean, I don't know here before like we do finals predictions, we can talk about the other series. But like that Oklahoma City series, like you kind of knew once they went up 2-0, they're like, all right, if they just steal one on the road and would they go down like 30 in that game to 3 and you kind of knew it was over like you said. But like that happens some nights. Like some nights some teams just shoot lights out. So I mean, I don't know. Were you like people were disappointed with Anthony Edwards online, which like I don't know. Like his shot wasn't falling all too much, and like that was one of the reasons. But also like they had no shows from Naz Reid, like big time. DiVincenzo was very questionable, like with some of his shots. Uh, Mike Conley was like carrying them at times, which is like kind of
That
not
can't
what you want to
happen.
see. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's a good complimentary guy, but he can't be your second best player on the court.
No, I always kind of question what they were going to do at that point guard position. I thought, there's all sorts of funky things about that roster, like Conley starting at point, Gobert starting, and then you love the depth and the versatility that like DiVincenzo brings in contrast to Conley, and that Reed brings in contrast to Gobert. But you want like a unit that you can throw out there. You want a closing unit that you can feel comfortable with, and that's not what they had. I feel like they're gonna have
Like
to.
you didn't know what you're getting from Nikhil Alexander.
No. And obviously in that game 5, it was game 5, right? Or
No,
it was
I
game
think it was
four.
four. He
Game
was,
4. You got insane performances from DiVincenzo, from Alexander Walker. Even Nasri was efficient that game. But Anthony Edwards, he was pressured, or they brought pressure, they brought help defense on 100% of his drives. So they were committed to that. They were like, all right, we're gonna swarm Ant. We're gonna make it so difficult on him, and we're gonna make shooters shoot and hit their shots. And if they do, whatever, we'll live with it. And then Julius Randle on the second option, they were like, all right, this guy's not gonna be effective against us, against our turnover heavy defense. He's not gonna be able to do it. And they were giving it to Randle. They were letting him start like from beyond the 3-point line, from outside, and that's just not what you want to do. Um, I was, you asked if I was disappointed in Edwards. A
yeah,
bit, like a little bit, because he's a superstar. He has to be held to that standard. You have to be a little bit better, but at the same time, I'm way more disappointed in Julius Randle. I mean, he fumbled a lot of money. He could have, been that second option and gotten this team to the NBA Finals. They absolutely could have done it if he just stepped up, but he didn't step up.
yeah.
He wasn't good enough.
He was forcing it sometimes. You could tell.
He just could not stop turning the ball over.
Yeah,
He plays such an inefficient, streaky style of basketball. That's kind of what I was on all year. I was like, I don't know, is Randall gonna be able to do it? And then I kind of bought in, because I saw this Thunder team and I saw them as a little bit vulnerable. I was like, J-Dub is the two, young, inexperienced. Chet is the three. Do I trust those two guys? Not necessarily. But man, did they prove me wrong? And I'm happy to say it. I'm really happy for this Thunder squad.
yeah. I
Like,
mean, I was
man,
also, what was I shocked with? Like I mean, like you said, they sold out to stop the paint. Like that's why Terrence, Shannon went crazy, because they were like, all right, like we're willing to better, like give the like let the rookie take the shots. We're fine with that. You know what I mean? So I mean, it was just like it was clearly too like coaching. Like Dagenhalt, like I wouldn't say Finch got out coached, but like he definitely like Dagenhalt definitely like took it to him.
absolutely. And my thing was like, it all comes back to Randall for me because I loved what they did outside of that, but it's just Randall, man. Like you can't stop turning the ball over, and that has to go on Randall, and that has to go on Finch too. No question about it. Finch definitely deserves, credit for the game plan. Like why didn't they have him down low more? Why did they have Julius Randle taking the ball from the 3-point line? Because the second he turns his back to the basket, he's getting double teamed and he's giving up the ball. I mean, really disappointing stuff from the Timberwolves there. Um, what do you think they need to do going into next season? I feel like I feel like they need to get like Conley, he can come off the bench, but he can't be starting at point guard. Um, DiVincenzo though, I don't think he's a starting one. I think you got to maybe you keep him if you're letting Alexander Walker go off that expiring contract. However, you got to keep one of them probably off the bench, and then you need a starting point guard. And is Rob Dillingham that guy in year 2 with his defensive weakness? I don't think so.
Yeah, like I think we would have seen him on the court if they thought he had the ability to
Exactly.
contribute.
And I don't think Shannon's a starting one either, at least yet. And then Gobert too. And Naz Reid's a free agent, Randall's a free agent. What are you gonna do about all this? I don't know. Because I don't
Yeah,
like
like
Gobert,
after
man.
after that playoff series, like I don't know about paying Nas.
I don't know. Like he's just kind of a big shooter, which is great. But I don't know. He didn't
Yeah.
step up. He came through in some ways, but he didn't step up and be
And
like,
when
all
he's
right,
not
pay
making
me.
his shots, how effective is he?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the shots, I mean, he shot like 39% for the playoffs, but still, I just don't know. I completely agree with you. Like, is this a guy you want to pay a max contract? I don't know.
No. Did you see like the Timberwolves want to make a move for another star next year?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, like I've been seeing a lot of stuff online, like they want either KD or something like that. Which like I don't know how you'd make that money work. I don't know if you bring back Randall and KD or you sell out on Randall for KD.
I don't like it because I love the way McDaniels played in these playoffs. That's a guy who we haven't talked too much about, but I think he was absolutely phenomenal, especially in that game four. Um, creating whether he's hitting his shots or not, he's a hell of a defender at the three. And then he does hit his shots. And this year he showed that he can create offense, not just as a three-point shooter, but he can get down low, get some buckets inside, work from the mid-range. He can do a lot.
Yeah.
I like him at the three. So are you gonna bring KD and McDaniels and Ant? I don't think that works. I mean, you're giving up a lot of physicality. You know what I'm saying? Like those are McDaniels and KD are very lengthy. They're very good, but they're not physical. You're giving up a lot of physicality there.
Yeah. Like you got the height, but I don't know about like the strength, you know what I mean? So
Exactly, exactly. And they're gonna get bullied in that aspect. Edwards is a two. Edwards isn't gonna be guarding a four. He's just gonna get hurt or too tired. That's not the move. Who else could they bring in? Could they make a move for? I almost think about Giannis, and I'm like Ant and Giannis. And I mean, you could get off Gobert. You could. I don't know who would want Gobert. That's the thing. That's a thing
yeah,
that I come back to.
like
What are they going to do with Rudy Gobert? He's making so much money. He's just kind of there for what he does well, but he's not even closing games. I mean,
no.
is that the guy you want to be
He
paying
didn't
all that money? Hell no, it isn't.
he didn't play for France for a reason too. So
Exactly. Exactly. Like he's a guy who's going to come in and do some good stuff in 20 minutes, but he's also going to do some bad stuff. And he's not going to be on the court for more than 20 minutes for a very big reason because he can't shoot. He can't even play offense for that matter. He's just, what he did do well is he took Shea away from that mid-range game, from that driving game, from getting to the free throw line, and they dared him to shoot threes, which he did hit some of, especially going back to that game four.
yeah, so I don't know. I mean it'd be cool to see Katie and Ant. It'll be interesting. They have to I feel like they kind of got to switch it up though. Like they've given this like 3 years with this core. I don't know. Do you like is there enough to rationalize bringing Randall back, paying him
No,
max
no,
money?
no.
Yeah.
31 years old too. That guy needs to go.
Yeah. Like that, if you sign him like that back end of the contract's gonna be painful, you
It's gonna be
know.
horrible. Man, yeah, no, I don't want Randall back. I also want them to get rid of Gobert. But how are they gonna do that? I don't know. They're gonna have to figure something out. We're gonna be talking about this a lot throughout the summer, I think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, the Thunder, the Pacers, what do we want to talk more about? I mean, I think there's a lot to talk about last night's game too. The Knicks are gonna have a hell of an off season. They could be a team in the running for KD, for Giannis, for Booker. I don't know. Um, let's start with that real quick.
Yeah. The
The
next,
Knicks, the Knicks. What do they do? Because I don't know if they're gonna. All right. Let's start off here. They made a cool, fun playoff run. They took down the defending champs, the absolute favorites in the NBA, gave us comebacks, memories. It was entertaining, but they didn't have enough to get into the finals in the end. Brunson and Cat weren't there when they needed them the most. But I don't think you're definitely not gonna move off Bridges. I mean, excuse me, Brunson, but Cat maybe. I mean, are you gonna be able to get a guy like KD or Giannis or Booker or anybody without giving up Cat? Because I'd like them to just upgrade from Bridges. I think if they upgrade from Bridges and get like say they were able to give up Bridges something and some picks for Booker, which I don't think is gonna be possible. That would be something I would love. But like I said, I don't think it's gonna be possible. They would probably have to give up a cat at least if they're gonna try and go get Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, no, I don't know like how much moves they can make. I don't think they can really make any moves like based on all the trades they are have. Like I think they got to re-sign Macau this summer, so
I think he's got one more year on his deal left, so they can either extend him or trade him, really, right?
yeah.
I mean, what could you get for him? What could you get for him? Because I feel like he was a steady piece, a good defender, a decent offensive option behind Brunson and behind Cat and next to OG Anunoby. But I feel like you need better on the perimeter in Bridges'
Yeah.
place. I really do.
Yeah, but like with all they gave up for him, they kind of have to bring something back, you know what I mean? So it's like and I don't know how many people are gonna be willing to match the original asking price they gave up. So like I don't know. I just see like New York honestly bringing back their core and just like maybe adding like a few like vet minimum guys or like maybe one role player. Like, because I don't think they have any money to really work with. Like,
I feel you. I don't know what they
yeah,
have. They're pretty much stacked unless they can get rid of him. But like you said, it's gonna be tough to move off from him. Um, so that's gonna be interesting. I kind of think they need to make a move though. I feel like they're a little stuck. I don't like what they have.
like bring in a shooter off the bench maybe. Like, if you can get
Yeah.
like a Ty Jerome, something like that, pay him like 6, 7 million, a
Is
little
he a
bit
free
more.
agent?
I think so, yeah. So
That'd be something.
I think like those are the kind of moves the Knicks are going to be making this summer, as opposed to like a big splash. Because last year they made two big splashes, and I don't know. I see them like rationalizing, "Hey, we beat the defending champions with this squad. We ran out of gas. We had no depth. If we add a few more depth guys, I could see them rationalizing it." Like,
And you look at the difference in the Siakam and the Bridges trade. I mean, both teams gave up a few first round picks. Obviously, the Pacers gave up less first round picks. I mean, they're looking like they got Siakam, at a bargain. Like they got a really good deal on Siakam to bring him to the finals. They made that next move and it's worked out. And then the Knicks, they gave up what, five first round picks for Mikal Bridges. And I know it
yeah.
got them past the Celtics, but I mean, it wasn't enough to get them to the finals at the end of the day.
And like with the cat move, like I could see them being like, yeah, we need more chemistry. We could bring it back. But like, I don't know, like Brunson, I feel like that's the most you're going to get out of a guard like that. Like his efficiency, his points, like he's it's unbelievable he hasn't gotten injured. So I don't know. Like,
I think I think he definitely was banged up. There's no way he wasn't, right? I know he was nursing that ankle injury late in the season, and I think it probably creeped into the playoffs. But
yeah,
man, Neesmith was phenomenal on Brunson all series. And then
seriously.
obviously and knocking down shots. And then obviously he got banged up. But then in game six, Nemhard, I mean, seven stocks for him last night in a closeout game, big shots to add to their runs. And he held Brunson to 19 points on 18 shots. So a great job from Andrew Nemhard stepping up and a great job from Aaron Neesmith all series. You got to give credit where it's due to them. But I do think Brunson was definitely nursing some kind of ankle injury.
Yeah, you can see like the different styles, obviously. Like the Pacers, they want to find the open shot where the Knicks were like, no, we're running through our stars with Brunson, Cat. Like if you're a Knicks fan, are you good if they bring back Thibodeau? Because honestly, I'm fine
I
with
don't
that.
know I don't think you're going to get any better right now.
Yeah, like anyone calling for Thibodeau's head is kind of like,
Yeah.
what? Like he just
But
beat the Celtics.
right. But they definitely do need to get another piece off the bench or something because they don't have enough to work with. Like you can say, oh, Thibodeau doesn't trust his bench. I mean, what's he got on his bench? DeLon Wright, Landry Shamet. I mean, yeah, Miles McBride and Mitchell Robinson, but McBride, he can be good and he can be bad.
Yeah, like
Robinson, I mean, he can give you what he gives you, hell of an offensive rebounder, hell of a guy in that aspect. But I mean, he can't play the whole game. He's not going to be healthy for an entire season. He doesn't give you shooting. Like he gets sent to the free throw line. That's what you get with Mitchell Robinson. So Robinson and McBride, and then it's Shamet and Wright.
do
I
you need to
mean, come
do you
on.
need to ship out Josh Hart? Like, do you need a different, or maybe he needs to play a smaller role?
Yeah. Yeah, probably, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, they got to do something though. They have to do something. Like they cannot, I don't think they can run it back because what are the chances you get Mitchell Robinson healthy like he was this postseason, next postseason?
Yeah, and like with the Celtics out of the playoff picture next season, at least for the most of they're out of the picture for most of the season. Like I feel like you got a window here where you gotta kind of capitalize.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. It's going to be the Pacers back next season. It's going to be the Cavs. It's going to be the Knicks. I mean, the
Yeah,
Bucks are going to probably move on from Giannis. Other than that, I mean, it's really just the Pistons are going to be better. The Magic will probably be better, but I mean, you think the Pistons and Magic are going to make the finals next year? Probably not. At least the Magic. I mean, both teams have got moves to make, upgrades to be had.
yeah,
So it's going to be the Pacers, Knicks, and Cavs atop the conference. And then we know what the Cavs are. They probably got to make a move. The Pacers, I mean, they made the finals. They're going to make two in a row. I mean, the stats, the odds would tell you probably not. So the Knicks have a window next year that they really need to capitalize on. You're 100% right.
yeah. Hold up, I'm just gonna crack a window here. It's kind of hot.
Bet. Let me see. Um, I have something to say about the Eastern Conference Finals MVP thing.
Yeah, that was kind of wild.
So Siakam, he had three 30-point games in the series. So I'm not mad at it. He definitely deserved it. However, Halliburton had four double digit assist games. He had multiple 30-point games this series. He did have that one 8-point game, sir. That one 8-point game. However, I kind of feel like Halliburton is, the key to the team. He runs everything. They go as Halliburton goes. He had 13 assists last night, plus a bunch of hockey assists. Who knows how many he would have had if hockey assists count. He
Yeah,
runs the offense past the stat sheet. I mean, he's everything. He so many outlet passes. He runs and guns off misses, off turnovers, everything. I feel like it's tough to not give Halliburton that. I mean, like I said, four double-digit assist games, multiple 30-point games. I kind of think he deserved it, but I'm not mad at it. Siakam, three 30-point games, great scorer. You know where it is. I just kind of, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of an agenda by the NBA in a way. Like, you're not going to give Halliburton the Finals MVP, the Eastern Conference Finals MVP after all he's done.
yeah, and he put up that like historic stat line that only like Jokic and Oscar Robertson did in like that game 4, was it? So
I
like
mean,
I
come
don't,
on. Look at all the assists he's putting up.
yeah, like I don't know. And like some of that last game, closeout game, like I thought when he hit that giant three at the end, I was like, yo, like that's it, bro. Like how doesn't this guy get it?
That's what I'm saying.
I
I don't
mean,
get it.
Siakam definitely deserved it. I don't know if it was like if I'm Halliburton, I'm like, what? Like,
Like, come on. Like, somebody doesn't like me.
yeah.
But I don't know.
And like, did you see the voting breakdown? It was like 5-4, so it was pretty close.
I know. There's so many instances nowadays where I'm like, come on, give him a co-MVP. But at the same time, I probably wouldn't like that if they did it. But I don't know. I'm just so sick of people discrediting Halliburton as a passer and as a playmaker. I mean, like I said, four double-digit assist games this series. He had so many hockey assists, making the right pass when running with three or four guys. Like he creates so much offense, whether he's sending that wild outlet pass, running and gunning. Nemhard does a great job secondarily, but I mean, it's Halliburton. He's kind of the key to the show. Like he is the
Yeah.
Pacers. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess I'm not too mad at it. I don't know, leaves a sour taste in my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I kind of agree with you. Like everything runs through Halliburton, where like even if Siakam's taking the shot, like I don't know, Siakam was great in isolation this series, but like Halliburton just makes everyone around him better,
Right? And
finding the best shot.
how many how many Siakam buckets came off of a Halliburton pass in
Yeah.
transition? I mean, probably 20%. And that's no discredit to Siakam. It's just kind of like this is what Halliburton is and does and what he's always done and been. Like it's no different than what happens in the regular season. Halliburton's going to have a couple down scoring games. He's not this isolation superstar scorer. It's not what he is. And I don't know. I don't know. Leaves a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not getting it, but credit to Siakam. He's a dog. Um,
Yeah, like look at Tyrese Halliburton among the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals, second in points, first in rebounds, first in assists, first in steals, first in stocks, first in threes. Like, and that he's not the MVP.
Yeah.
So,
Kind of reminds me of Jason Tatum last year. Like the team goes as he goes, even if the second guy is kind of creating a lot of shots, putting a lot of points up, um, playing their role right. Like no discredit to them. I don't know, something about it. Um, Another thing I want to mention last night, Mitchell Robinson, like he had 5 offensive rebounds. All of them came in the first quarter. But if you watch Mitchell Robinson in the Knicks play, like he probably gets about 15 offensive rebounds. He goes way past the stat sheet because he creates so many extra possessions, just knocking it out off the other team and having it go off them out of bounds and creating an extra possession. Like
yeah,
all the time. He probably finished with 10, 15 last night, but he only gets credited for 5. Kind of unfortunate.
I felt like he
Um,
got better as the playoffs went on, shooting free throws. You know what I mean?
that was less of a thing. Um, Let me see. What did he finish with last night? Like he doesn't finish with any kind of crazy points. That's not what he does. He had 8 points, but 9 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Um, we know what he does. 4 for 5 from the field. It's not like he's just shooting and missing. Didn't go to the free throw line once, so you don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it's just a win, honestly, like OKC and Indiana for like small market teams and like keeping your core together and building because like think of how long Siakam or sorry, I mean Siakam, he was on the trade block, but think of how long Turner was there, like TJ McConnell, those kind of guys who set the tone and culture around there. So I mean, I honestly couldn't be happier to see that team make it. So
I completely agree. And we're gonna have these colored out crowds. Everybody's gonna be on their feet. Lots of noise, lots of momentum for both home teams. It's gonna be great. Small markets, like you said, like you get the Celtics in the finals. It's awesome at the TD Garden, but it's not greened out. The guys in the front row aren't on their feet cheering.
yeah,
It's a different kind of atmosphere,
like Indiana, they don't have a baseball team. They only have a football team. They don't have a hockey team. So like I don't know, I feel like basketball is going to be the only thing happening in that
right?
city. Like when like the finals was last year, you kind of had the Red Sox playing, people talking about Patriots, they had like the number 3 pick, where it's like I don't know, where everybody's just so focused in those small markets on that team.
Right. It's
So
just basketball in 49 out of 50 states, but in Indiana, it's just basketball,
yeah, it was so fitting. It was the Larry Bird Trophy too.
right? I didn't even think of that. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of funny how Jimmy Butler got it that one year, but I mean back to back Celtics Pacers, kind of funny. Very fitting.
Yeah,
I was disappointed with Jalen Brunson though. I will say, like, despite the injury, I was just disappointed from him and Cat. Cat. I mean, come on, man. What are we doing? This was not game 3. Game 3, he went crazy in that fourth quarter. Um,
that's
Tonight, I mean, all
that's the
game, he was just
Minnesota
missing
Karl Anthony
shots.
Towns.
This was the Minnesota Karl Anthony Towns just missing shots. That's all it really was. I mean,
Yeah,
I was happy with him. I thought this was a great, t unfortunately, a bad ending to a great season from Cat. He averaged 25 and 12, and then the playoffs, I was even more impressed with the way he was driving to the basket, through contact, creating all these shots. But then it just seems like he fell back into bad habits. The Minnesota Karl Anthony Towns just missing shots all game. And, when Karl Anthony Towns is just shooting, he was 0 for 4 from 3. He went to the free throw line early in that second half and just missed both free throws, then had another miss. So he wasn't giving them any sort of momentum. OG Anunoby was big last night. I mean, he had a really good second quarter. He kind of kept them in it going into half. It was only 4 at half. And then throughout the third quarter, the Pacers had that 10 to 15 point lead, and the Knicks just kept knocking, but couldn't get it down to more than 7. They had like one little 7-0 run, but other than that, there was nothing. Um, they
yeah.
didn't take advantage of anything that they could have,
You just didn't know what to expect from anyone any given night. Like Cat could give you a stinker or OG. Like you just needed more consistency.
right?
And
You
like I
thought,
don't know, like like we were talking, like they run out of gas. Like they play so many minutes. Like, do you think that was the reason they kind of fell apart here, or do you think the Pacers were just the better team?
I mean, I think it has something to do because, like I said, I think Brunson was hurt. I think he was not 100% healthy. And then it's like, what do you have for a spark plug off the bench? I mean, Miles McBride gave you 11 minutes and was 0 for 2. That's not good enough.
Like their best player off the bench this series was Shamit, and
I mean,
that's a
come
problem.
on. He was 4 for 7 from three last night without Shamit shooting 4 for 7, which it didn't feel like he shot 4 for 7.
Yeah,
They would have gotten killed. So really disappointing.
yeah. So I mean, like looking forward to the finals now. You Indiana versus OKC. Who do you got?
So I wondered at first if Hallie and the Pacers, they have a different and a unique play style. Like I wondered if it'll be different versus Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's blown everybody out, dominated everybody. But I kind of thought like, oh, the Pacers, they're like nobody else. They play a different kind of basketball, fast paced, all that. Um, but I question when it gets late into games, I question the Pacers. I mean, the decision making, like but even without the decision making, I question what they even have. It's Halliburton doesn't take over. They try to do some stupid stuff like Neesmith creating shots and Nemhard creating buckets late in a finals game. Like that's just not a formula for success. Um, they're
Yeah,
not the greatest half-court offense when they need to slow it down late. Like give me OKC. And then on top of that, is Neesmith healthy enough? He's definitely not 100%, but is he even going to have enough to, knock down shots and make it tough on an SGA or a J Dub? Like,
yeah.
probably not.
I think Siakam's got to be lights out if Indiana wants a chance.
Yeah.
Like they need him to do his work, but like I don't know, OKC's defense, like you were saying, they've steamrolled everyone. I really don't see it being too much different. Like maybe Thunder and six at worst.
Yeah, probably.
I'm like if I had to put money down, probably Thunder and five, I'd say.
Yeah. Right? That's what I'm saying is like Thunder 4-1 at plus 250. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like that's probably how it's going to go. Maybe it goes six, but I just don't know. Like, OKC's been so dominant. I don't know why it would be any different. Indiana does play that fast-paced, different kind of style, but I mean, so does OKC. They can match it.
yeah. No, I think OKC, they just their defense will lock down where like I don't know if they're gonna force Tyrese to do everything. They could maybe force everyone else, but I think they'll clamp up on everyone else. I think they'll force Tyrese to take over. So we'll see.
I just think he needs to. I don't think, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the Pacers, that's what I want them to do. But they're like, they take it away from Halliburton. And I'm like, man, just give it to Halliburton and just play your game. Play your game. Don't, give the ball to Neesmith and let him shot create. Like, I hate when they do that. I'm like, Neesmith, great player, but man, is this the guy you want creating buckets, creating half-court offense late in games? No. Give it to Halliburton, run the pick and roll, and die on Halliburton missing shots. Die on Siakam missing shots. Die on Turner missing 3 points. Because that's how you got here. We know Turner's not the greatest player if he's not hitting shots, but he's a great player when he does hit shots. If you got here through Turner hitting shots, let him fly.
Yeah. No, I
And
mean that helps with extending the floor too, like pulling Chet or Hartenstein out of the paint.
right, because Chet and Hartenstein, I mean, they're gonna feast on that offensive glass. Like
Yeah.
if Turner was something else, maybe it'd be different, but Turner's not gonna compete with Chet and Hartenstein on the glass, and Siakam, he's just undersized for that.
Yeah. So, what do you say to people who's like are saying like, "Oh, this finals kind of sucks." Like,
No,
yeah.
no, appreciate the small markets and the crazy crowds. They're all going to be wearing blue or yellow. It's going to look sick. It's going to be a hell of an atmosphere. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. It's not going to be a bad finals. Who cares about the ratings? If you're one of those people that's not going to be watching, you're not a real basketball fan,
Yeah, and like NBA people criticize like, oh, you can pick out the finals before the year starts. We're like, what's it, the past like 5 or 6 years we've had a different champion. Like we haven't had a back-to-back champion in like since the Warriors. So I mean, I'd
right?
say that's pretty competitive.
Exactly. It's the parity that we've been waiting for. I mean, during those Warriors Cavs years, this is the parity we wanted. And we just gotta appreciate it. I mean, it's tough for people like us who want to predict it kind of, but I mean, nobody would have seen the Pacers. Like you listen to any kind of NBA podcast during the season, and it was like, oh, who's gonna come out of the East? Like the Knicks, no. The Pacers, no. The Bucks, probably not. The
Yeah.
Cavs and the Celtics. And it's like, I mean, it's kind of fun when you get something unexpected. You always gotta expect the unexpected, and it's fun when you can. Because for a while there, we had it every year. It was the Cavs and Warriors.
Yeah.
And it's like,
So
oh, everybody against this one overpowered team. Like, no, it's not that anymore. The Thunder were the best team, but it's not that same kind of thing.
it's funny since the new year, like the best three teams overall have been the Pacers, Thunder, and the Celtics. So we should have kind of seen this coming, like Pacers second half of the year, but like nobody really was paying attention.
100%. I mean, I feel like it was just like, oh, I mean, they hit shots, but I mean, you got to hit shots in the playoffs. Like, we didn't know if that shot making was going to carry into these kind of games, and it has. So credit to them. We should have seen it coming. But OKC, I will just finish up with saying this. Like, I didn't think J-Dub was going to be this. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be the shot maker and the offensive player that he's been late in games in that Western Conference final. I mean, he showed his youth and experience in that first and second round, more so the second round. He had some rough games, but I mean, he's talented and he's proven his talent is here. He's proven he's here and he's ready. Um, I think I'd
Two-way,
rather have him than a Jalen Brown right now.
yeah, two-way player. Like he was all defensive this year, like all-star, all NBA third team. Like
I just didn't know if the offense was going to come through, but it has. It really has. The shooting, the shot creation, everything. Good for Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren too. I didn't expect this out of him at all this year.
yeah, no, these guys stepping up big time. They look like they've been doing it for years. So
Absolutely. And Case and Wallace, I mean, he's been Case and Wallace and Caruso offensively what they've done. We know what they were going to give defensively, but offensively, Caruso's knocked down shots. He's created some offense. Case and Wallace, I mean, being that middleman in a zone against a zone, or just slashing through and creating something, or just knocking down shots. He's
there's
been that
just
guy.
there's so many options between like Wiggins, Isaiah Joe,
Joe,
Williams, three of the Williams, Kenrich
Kenrich
Williams.
Williams,
Yeah.
Kenny Hustle. Are we kidding? Like, I didn't see this coming. I didn't. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, they're just too deep. They're gonna be good forever. So,
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this summer. I'm gonna have to look into all the contract stuff so I can know like how long are they gonna have this trio? How long are they gonna be able to hold on to this trio and pay him? Um,
yeah, before they have to trade some guys.
I gotta look into all that stuff.